We on?
So, thank you. Thank you for coming back to Spiritual Journey podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mary Silvernail, and our
And I
other
am the other one,
host,
Thomas Knights Templar. Welcome.
yeah,
Welcome back. It's
yeah,
your line. Welcome back. Tell them what we're going to talk about tonight.
Easter. Easter. Let's
That's
talk
right.
about Easter, right, Tommy?
hmm
Coming up on April the 5th. And let's see, today is
Well,
March
April the third.
31st.
It's the fifth, right?
Yeah, April the
Easter. It's a
5th.
Sunday. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Easter
so we got Good
Sunday.
Friday is the third. Is it the third Good Friday? Yes.
Yeah,
And the
there you
fourth is
go.
Holy Saturday, and the fifth is Easter. All
Yeah.
right, the emergence of the risen Christ. Okay, so if you go by the traditional stories of what has happened in the Christian world, it would be Judas betraying Jesus, and then they arrest him in the Garden of Gethsemane, I think it was, and
Hmm.
then they turn him over to the Romans. They had a chance first to save him. It was either him or Barabbas, who was a criminal and killed many
Hmm.
Romans, and yet the people spoke and they released Barabbas and put Jesus to death, and men did nothing. Even Pontius Pilate knew he did nothing to deserve that. All right. They put him through all the trials and ordeals, and they beat him savagely and put a crown of thorns on his head and summarily made him walk up that hill carrying that big cross. He stumbled a couple of times. He got a little help to get back up. Um, it was a terrible ordeal. And, you got to remember Mary and Mary Magdalene were witness to everything that was going on. His disciples were here and there, scattered around, watching the events. Nobody dared to step forward to try to help him because they would have been beaten by the Romans. Uh, they got up to, forgot the name of the hill that is over there where they put him on the cross with two other criminals. All right. And I like to call him the good criminal and the bad criminal. One who was like, yeah, yeah, you're the son of man, no, son of Christ, or whatever it is, right? And the other one was, uh, you know, let me be a part of your kingdom, more or less, and Jesus saved him. All right. Now we get to the nitty gritty. Okay. First of all, in them days, Jesus was not his name. His name was Yeshua, Yeshua Yamashiach. Okay. That was his name.
People
And
don't know that, Tom.
well, they're going to know it now.
Yes, they
Okay.
do.
The
See the
J,
information they
the
get from
J
Spiritual
didn't
Journey
appear
podcast.
in that
Okay.
language, okay, which was Aramaic. The J never appeared for another 500, 600 years. So the name was given, okay, uh, basically from the Council of Nicaea, all right, where they took all the books out of there. And I can't believe that so many Christian churches go by the King James, which is the worst interpretation of the Bible. Absolute worst. King James was a murderer. He put his mother to death, had her beheaded. Okay. He also was an occultist, a devil worshiper. All right. And then you're going to trust this man to take the Greek and turn it into what you have today?
And
I
rewrite.
Yeah, and rewrite it. Basically, rewrite it for control of
Mhm.
the people
Rewrite it.
without having to use an army to control them.
Mhm.
That's what it was for. All of it was done like that. From Rome up right on through the whole Christian world. That's what it is. It's a control mechanism. Okay. But we're talking about Easter. So let's get off the semantics and talk more about that. Uh, Jesus did was on Good Friday. The Roman soldiers were betting on, playing a game or whatever it was, to who wins Jesus's clothes. I'm going to call him Jesus for now. All right. Where he get his clothes and his whatever garments he might have had. All right. And after that happened, the clouds darkened and they had a real big storm. And one of the Roman soldiers says he truly was the Son of God because of what happened with the storm and how terrible it was. Uh, then on Easter Sunday, he arose from the tomb. The only one there to see him do that was Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was there to see him come out of the tomb, and she actually was looking for him. She didn't see him, and then he approached her and says, "Why do you look for the living amongst the dead?" All right, so she saw
Well,
him. Then
well,
then he laid.
Archangel Gabriel actually went to Mary Magdalene and let her know
Yeah,
he has risen. And
he has
that's
risen.
why she was looking. Yeah, Archangel
Yeah.
Gabriel again,
Now
who
you
went and
gotta,
told Mary that she was even with child at the time of before his birth, right? So
yes,
there's Gabriel again. The angels really
he's
are
the
heavy
messenger.
duty in this.
He was the messenger who brought the news to Mary. He was the messenger that calmed down, calmed down Joseph. Right?
Right?
You know, he was all throughout this whole thing that he was. You know, so
Yeah.
yes, that you call angelic.
Tommy, a lot of people, and I've heard this many times that there were two angels, at the time of Jesus rising from the dead. I really believe one of them was Gabriel and the other one was Archangel Michael,
Michael, I had
because
this.
the way Archangel, huh?
I was just getting that because Michael is the well, as I call him, the first knight of God.
Yes, he is.
Okay, and he is the leader of the archangels. All right, and who else would you want to bring your son home? So
Exactly.
there
And
you
that is also why, and I got to tell you, I mean, I know different nurses that have told me this,
go.
and hospice workers that have told me this,
Mhm.
that the angel comes, and I truly believe that it's a sign to Archangel Michael because he's the one who holds back evil to
Yeah,
help us rise out of our body at the moment of our passing, at the moment of our death, and
I've
carry
always
us directly up to heaven.
a lot of times I get asked to intervene for people who are grave and maybe going to depart this world, and family asked me to do a prayer of passing, and I do
Right.
it, and then shortly after the whole family gathers around the person, and they all saying their goodbyes, and the person appears to be radiant. And after everybody has said their goodbyes,
Right.
then I told them, I said the numbers are going to drop, and they're going to peacefully slip across to the other side. All right, where they're going to be with their loved ones again, and they're going to be with the angels. I call on the angels to cross them anyway. I call on the slew of them to make sure there's no chance of going sideways. It wants to go straight to God. And that's what I do. You got to remember one thing: we are God within. Jesus has said it many. Well, I keep on calling him that. Yeshua has said it many times, and especially to his disciples, that didn't I tell you all gods and far greater things that I have done, you shall do. All right, that is a message for humanity. But see, we've been dumbed down deliberately. We've been dumbed down. We've been dumbed down by our institutional religions, okay, and we've been dumbed down by our educational system. And that's the problem. That's the problem. We're not in contact with who we are. They have done everything to block our divine power through our pineal gland. You
Mm,
know, you think they put fluoride in the water because your teeth need it? You know what fluoride is? Rat poison. That's what it is, rat poison. Did you know that? Okay.
I knew
And it's in
that.
everything. It's in everything.
I knew
Okay.
that. And,
You you put
I want to
fluoride in
share
your
something
mouthwash.
really nice.
Good.
I want to share something really nice that happened
Good.
to me today. I had a woman that I was talking to today, and she wanted to talk to me because just yesterday she went to see, and we're talking about people that are in their 80s. All right. So she went to see her friend that they've been friends since they were children. She went to see her, and that woman has been very sick, her friend, for a long time. And she went to see her yesterday. And they had a very nice, beautiful visit. And do you know that her friend said to her, she looked over at him and she said, I'm going to heaven. Do you understand? And this is in this woman's last hours. And I was telling her, I said, she probably already had a visitation,
Well,
whether from
yes.
her loved ones,
Mhm.
could be her mother, could be her father, or could have been Archangel Michael. But she told me how that this lady that is in the middle of literally passing,
Was it?
she just looked elated and smiled. I'm going to heaven.
Because
I
she was
mean,
at the point where when we get to that point, we're on both sides of the divide.
yeah,
Okay. 1 foot here, 1 foot there. So she's seeing everything. She's seeing the angels. She's seeing all that. And
absolutely.
she's feeling 100% pure love. And she's not feeling any pain or sickness or disease because there isn't any more. For
That's
her, once the other step goes over, she's good. She's in
that's
heaven.
heaven.
All right. And you know what? It is, it is kind of a sad thing to lose a loved one because what you miss in total is not so much the fact that there was a parent or a cousin or whatever it is. You miss the physicality.
Absolutely.
Same thing when you lose a pet. You miss the physicality. But the whole
Yes.
point of it is that once they cross over and once they go through their review, because you judge yourself, because you're the Christ within.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Once they go through the review, all right, they're omnipresent. They could be anywhere at any time and in multiple places.
Multiple places at once.
That's
Many
right.
times I have, people, they have a hard time understanding this because I have clients of mine that they can't understand. Well, could how could my sister be telling me that my mother's coming to her, yet my mother was coming to me at the same time? How could that be? But it is the omnipresence. Exactly. Because we're at that point, we're in spirit, you know?
Well, that's right. Like we've said many times on the show, man, it goes that we are not we are oh boy, I almost slipped what I was going to say. We are not humans having a spiritual exploration.
Right.
We are
That's the truth.
spirit having a human one.
Mhm.
Okay. A spirit would never pick this dense world and this dense body that is solid and heavy when they are light and they are light, light in weight, but they are light and in perfect image of themselves. Okay. And they go forth and they are on the other
You've
side.
noticed,
And then they may decide to come back into this world. Okay. We are all the same
yeah.
players. You think this is the first time go around for me and you? It's not.
Oh
We
my
have done this
gosh,
many
no.
we have done this many times. People don't understand. We are on a chromatic gerbil wheel. That's what we're on, a chromatic gerbil wheel. And until you work out your karma, all right, and you create karma every day because half the time you're not thinking about what you're saying. Half the time you just winging it. And next thing you said some things you shouldn't. All right. If you took a little pad and you wrote down a million, just how many times a day you say something derogatory after the words I am. I bet you'd have about 50, 75 things. I
Words
am
are
sick.
extremely
I,
powerful because
I
what you're
because you're
doing is
using
creating the situation, the
you're taking the
scenario.
Lord's name, you're taking God's name in vain, what you're
Mhm.
doing. Okay. And we don't even realize it. We do it. I see it, I hear it every day. And sometimes I slip too when I get a little rage about something. All right.
Mhm.
don't want to do that. You want to catch
I
yourself.
immediately apologize. If that
So do I.
happens, like all of a sudden, you drop something and you say, oh, oh God, or something,
I
or
always,
other
yeah,
things. And
I
then
always,
when I catch myself, Tommy, I always immediately apologize to God.
well, that's what
Always.
I do. I say, like on the computer, like I'm standing in front of a computer right now, and you got your little trash, delete, disempower. That's what I say. So it disempowers the
Yeah,
card. So I go click, 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 and it's done. All right.
there you go.
You don't have to do it my way, but you can just disempower the negative thought.
People
All
don't
right.
realize how powerful they are, how much they are creators, not just with words, but with thoughts, with their thoughts about others, their thoughts about themselves, their thoughts about the world.
I'll give you something today that just happened like maybe an hour or so ago.
What?
I looked at my phone and I see my friend Al is calling me.
Oh
Al's
yeah.
address, I won't give his address, but his numbers are 444.
Oh, come on,
It was
that's our number,
444.
Tommy.
Wait, it was 444 when that call came in at 444. I told him this. He says, well,
Yeah,
good, good, good. He goes, go play the lotto. I said, yeah, I'll do that when I'm out later. Or go play the number, put a 20 on it. He goes, if we win, I said, what do you mean we? But he was laughing about that.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Tommy, I mean, I've told you so many times. Remember the whole horrid situation about my car? And when the
Yeah.
guy called me from the dealership that he had the car for me, and I'm sitting at the Wawa, and I look in front of me, the address of that Wawa, right now, I'm getting gas. The address above the door is 444. Archangel Ariel is
Well,
constantly
she's right there on
here to
top of the
help.
screen. She's on top of the screen. She always takes care of us.
There
And
she is.
she lets us know she's there.
There she
So
is. I
that's
have a picture on my wall right next to my desk here. You
I have
have the same
I
picture.
have it somewhere. It's over here somewhere. Yeah.
What do you
What's the
mean you
one?
have it somewhere? That's
It's it, oh, it's, oh wait. That's hanging on my wall in my bedroom. That's
okay.
in my bedroom.
I know.
Yeah.
I figured that. But
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, have you been noticing this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Have you been noticing how thin the veil is right now? I have.
I've had a couple of experiences where I'm seeing more and more things. Uh, sometimes you think you see something out of the corner of your eye. Well, that's been happening a lot. I thought there was somebody sitting in a truck with me the other day. I said,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Did I have
Yeah,
an
it's
uninvited
thin.
guest? Yeah, yeah.
It's thin. It's
It,
thin.
it, it,
Let me tell
it's
you
very
something.
thin.
I gotta share something here.
Yeah.
Okay. This morning when I woke up, I had a text message from Kirsten. You know Kirsten,
Yes.
right? She's been on
Yeah.
Spiritual Journey, TV, and anyway, she's a very close friend of mine. Wow. So she this has been happening a lot. That my mother's name, okay, and my sister's true name, her nickname was Angel. I think I shared that with you, right?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
father nicknamed her that. So throughout her life, Angel. And my grandmother, all three, and my mother and my particular sister, Angel, have been coming up a lot in my life. To the point in dreams and things, right? And their presence being known.
Yeah.
I wake up this morning and on my text message is an adorable picture of a puppy, Kirsten's new little baby, okay, new little baby girl, her puppy. And she said in the text, her name is Alice. Okay, that was my mother's name, my grandmother's name, and my sister's name. Do you understand? And they've been coming around me so much, Tommy. And then I wake up and I see that it's like crazy. And then when Brian
Oh,
and I were at the expo Saturday, we were dealing with a woman by the name of Alice. The name just keeps coming up. I mean, it's like, oh my
Somebody's
God.
trying to get somebody's trying to get a hold of you. That's basically what it is. To let you know that they're with you and
Yeah,
they
but my
appreciate
grand
it.
my even my grandchildren, it came up this past weekend. So it's really heavy duty. And but this is what our loved ones do, right? They're always sending us signs. It isn't
Mhm.
just the angels that send signs.
Yeah. So, well, my mother comes through to me, and she comes. If I'm having a conversation like I'm having with you, she'll
Yeah,
just pop in and she'll say something to me, but she won't say it in her broken English way. She'll say it to me in Italian.
yeah.
She speaks more to me now in Italian than she did then.
Well,
You
my
know?
father and I communicate like that. I told you every morning he says good morning, every night he says good night. Every single day since he passed away, and he's been gone a very long time. Yeah. But see, I didn't normally have communication like that with my mother after her passing. It was always my father, but I don't know. It's just coming up a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. The veil is very thin.
Well,
People who
your
come
mother's
and
letting you
see me
know.
have been sharing this kind of thing too. Yeah.
She's letting you know that she's relevant in your life. She's there. You know, and
Oh,
they
of
are there.
course. Of
You know?
course, of course, of course. But I mean, it's just like, it's kind of for people who don't understand it. This is why I'm talking about it. For
Mhm.
people who don't understand it, they find it a little bit uncanny. It kind of throws them off. And people need to realize that's just your loved one saying hello, I'm here for you. I mean, I've had so many clients within the past month. So I'm saying the veil is so thin. I've had so many clients in the past month telling
Yeah.
me about their dreams of their loved ones that have passed, their friends that have been. It's all this going on. The two worlds are coming together,
That is very
the
true
two
because,
planes.
listen, there's so many things that point to, I don't want to say it, but the end times, book of Revelations, there's so many things pointing in that direction. There was one thing that is said when good is bad and bad is good, then you are in the end times. Let's face it, when God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, we are way past that. We are an earthly society of just savages in the way we treat each other. And
Well,
the simple solution would be, being that we consider ourselves to be such intelligent beings, to figure out that love is the answer. Love.
really,
Love is the answer. That is the absolute cure to every problem you have. You know what I've seen, you know what I've prophesied about the destruction of this country and other countries in the world. Okay. And you know what I've said about that. All right. And I had somebody who had basically said the same thing I did, but only thing she says is an asteroid strike. All right. I'm saying it's Yellowstone, which would be the same thing. Okay.
yeah, but you don't
So
want to scare people
no, no,
saying,
I don't want to scare. Listen, I don't want to scare them. But what was said to me was that everything is true and untrue. It depends on whether we come back to love. If we don't come back to love, then these things will occur as
free
a
will.
society.
That's my prayer. See, the thing is, though, what I've also noticed, and that's why I was bringing up that the veil is so thin, people are literally, their spirits are ascending. We're getting close to that. You and I would
Whether they
agree
know
on
it or
that,
not,
right?
whether they know it or not, that's what's happening.
Right. And so you can't ascend unless you allow yourself to connect your heart to other parts. You know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I feel that everybody, right, I have noticed such an interest in metaphysics, spirituality, religion. I mean, they talk about it even on the news. A lot of
It's on,
young
it's
people are so
it's on the
interested
rise.
now, finding God. Huh?
It's on the rise. It's
It
on the
is.
rise.
So there's
And
the hope. There's
listen,
the hope. Brian and I went to that expo Saturday. Okay, the
yeah,
Holistic Expo. And we noticed, there's a lot of people that are really more so having a better understanding about metaphysics than before. It's like a higher level. Because, I mean, as you know, I mean, I've been in those expos, gone to those
uh,
expos, and worked at those expos and everything for many, many years. And there
it,
is a difference. Like even the ones that have the booths that are doing things, different kinds of healings and stuff that are like beyond. I've
you know,
noticed this.
you just struck us on but different kinds of healings. So many
Yeah.
people do different things hands on. They do. I used to do hands on a lot, and now I just basically send it. But my
All
wrist
you
has been a
need.
lot better since Roland did my wrist.
Yeah.
When Roland did my wrist, okay, it's been a lot better. All right.
Hmm.
Uh, that's his method. You know, he sees a childlike form next to him.
I
Then he
know
sees
it.
a big light come down on him. All right. And he merges with that light and then he moves around energy to get it to go. Uh, I know a lot of people who do that energy movement and removing stuff. Joanne does that in Florida. She does that. You know, you do that basically. I do that. We move,
You
shift
and I
around
were
energy.
talking about it this morning. I sent you the
Yeah,
holy fire, and your test results came back pretty darn good,
pretty good.
right?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Right. Because that's the
Yeah.
Holy Spirit. But what I've noticed is, I got to tell you, Tommy, there's like, they're using a higher energy level now, which I appreciate that tremendously.
Yeah.
It isn't just so I noticed a different level of the energies even throughout the expo, and in a good way. This is positive.
You know what I noticed that? I really noticed it when the word I hate with Mercury. Okay. I really noticed it at the end of that and the new moon that there was just something that I mean
Shifted.
the energy was so crazy that I ached everywhere on my body because it was just hurting me. So I had to modify the energy coming in, you know. I had
Well,
to ask my angels to reduce it.
but
Right?
Tommy, what happens is whenever the energy is shifting out here, we feel it in our bodies. And maybe that's really what was going on with you because your chest came back pretty good, thank God.
Yeah. Turbocharge the crown chakra. So that's what happened. Yeah. It was I was kind of happy with that. I mean, I still don't I didn't talk to the doctor yet, and the doctor from the CAT scan didn't call yet, but I read the results and I'm pretty good at deciphering that, medical mumbo jumbo,
Yeah,
you know. So
you're fine. You're going to say you're fine.
yeah.
I just know it. You're
Well, I'm
fine.
glad you know. I'm glad you know it. So
No, I do. I do.
okay. Now getting
Maybe
back
he's fine.
to the
What we
holiday.
were talking about, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah,
slightly off track. You know, as far as Easter is concerned, all right, that was the third day. He rose again to judge the living and the dead, and of his kingdom will be no. Okay, uh, there's a lot to be said. That I know the historical facts about all of this, and I don't want to do that at this time of year. But I would just tell people that they should really uh, learn more about what they follow. Okay. They should
agreed.
learn more about the roots of all of this, how it was shaped, all
Hmm.
right, to keep us in bondage. All right. So these are the things that need to be said. Because I hear these people, I love this, blah, 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 blah. This is going to do this and do that. And then, you ask them, they said, like, oh, I go to church. I said, you give 1 hour of your time, 1 hour. And then you go to breakfast and totally forget about that 1 hour you went there. Okay. You think that you have to commune with God every day. Jesus didn't have a church. The world was his church. He was out in nature with his disciples and talking to people on a hill. That was the church, if you want to call it church. He didn't have a physical church. Nobody had one today. And when he went into the temple and he seen people conducting business in there, what did he do?
Yeah.
All right, because this is supposed to be the holy place
And he
that
flipped
he
the
flipped all the
tables.
tables. Only a person who rose above what that is. The Sanhedrin hated him because he started having such a following. They were jealous of him, and they thought that he was going to totally throw their ritualistic mumbo jumbo out the window with the baby in the bathwater. You know, so and that's what that was. Okay, they were jealous of him. All right, and they still
Jealousy
are
is
a jealous
deadly.
race. You know,
Jealousy is deadly.
that is a deadly thing. It is. It is. It's the root and the seed of all the dissension, not only in everyday life here, but in the world. The only people who had purity are those that lived in primitive ways. Like in Africa, stuff like that. They notice a great spirit. Out in the Midwest, they notice a great spirit. Okay? They live a pure life. They lead a clean life. Not
What the
this.
Buddhists say, Tommy, is
Yeah.
this, that jealousy and greed, jealousy or greed, or both,
Yeah.
is really what, it's the jealousy that creates all the negativity. It truly is. If you have someone jealous of you, that person might not even realize that they're sending any kind of negative energy to you. They might not
That's
even
right.
realize it,
They don't. They don't
but
because
it
they.
is coming. And
Yeah.
that's why you always have to protect yourself. The way you protect yourself is surrounding you, uh, I believe, by the Holy Spirit of God, with the white
Yeah.
light of God. You're surrounded by that, nothing can get through. And that's
Yeah.
it. But unfortunately, it's human nature, unfortunately. But all negativity is rooted in that, jealousy or greed or both. Think about
Yeah.
it. Can you think of anything that isn't?
No. You know me. I will not put on at all the news, and I see these people that are like news junkies, and they listen to. They don't realize that every single channel that delivers the news, every single one, okay, is owned by three companies.
Yeah.
Okay, whether it's conservative, liberal, or whatever else they have out there, you know, it's owned by three companies. There used to be like 40 companies. That's what you used to get. I mean, guys like uh, uh,
This is what's
Huntley
going on.
Brinkley, they'd be spinning in their graves with the lies that is spun just to keep you afraid. Everything is sensationalism. Everything is sensationalism. Every time you turn on
Repetitive.
this,
They
that
repeat
happens.
and repeat and repeat and repeat
Because
the
the
same
more you
thing.
say, if you can take a bold-faced lie, if you say it to people enough times, it becomes their truth.
Yeah. Look at
And that's what they
Hitler.
do. Look at Hitler. All right.
Yeah. Look at
Look at
Hitler.
it. You know when Hitler first took over Germany, he had 100% employment, rebuilding the country. All right. He was basing his currency on gold. All right. He was doing all of these things. All right. And they had the highest standard of living in the world up until a certain point. All right. I mean, these people really need, there's nobody knows their history because they're not taught these things. And they're not going to be taught this, particularly this. Why? Because this opens up the window and lets the people see clearly. All right. We have been so manipulated. through the media, to schooling, education, okay, to the churches, to the synagogues, to the mosque, to all of these things. Okay, we have been railroaded. Okay, railroaded. You know, there's in Israel, the Wailing Wall. Okay, I
Yes, the
was reading,
whaling.
I
Yes.
was reading an article that they wouldn't let Christian clerics worship at the wall. We're about to put our men and women on the ground in Iran. We're this close, and you won't let Christians at the Wailing Wall?
Did that happen? Because I know people who went to the Wailing Wall
Yeah, and
over the
yeah,
span of time.
happen now, happen now. Okay, that's the first thing. The
Why?
second thing, you ever notice them that they wear a cube on their head, and the Islamics worship a cube in the middle of, I guess it's in Mecca. It's this giant black cube. Okay, you know what that is? That's the worship of Saturn. All right, the worship of Saturn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm telling you, people out there, open your eyes, research. You don't believe what I'm saying? Research it for yourself. Okay?
Well,
Research it
they
for
got the
yourself.
sign, the glyph of
You have
Saturn.
been so duped, so duped, okay, that you're led by the nose, just like you were led by the nose through all of the stuff that went on in 2019 to 2021. Okay, you were led right by the nose. Okay. If you
I
didn't do
mean,
this, you couldn't work. All right. So they're
I
getting you
feel,
prepared they're getting you prepared for the mark of the beast. That's what they're getting you prepared. You know what that's going to
Tommy,
be?
though, this is a time, it really is, it could be a time of enlightenment. And this is what I feel is,
It is a
hopefully, I
time.
pray that this is
It, it,
happening.
it,
The
it is a
reason,
time.
the reason that I say that, like, tomorrow we have a full moon, beautiful Libra full moon. And it's really a time of enlightenment and when you have awareness of what's happening. So like even what you're saying right now,
Mhm.
anyone who's listening to this is having an awareness, but it truly is a time of awakening, especially since all those other planets we had that were happening on the 20th at the time of the spring equinox,
Yeah.
that were all aligned. This has never happened before, Tommy. That has
No.
never, there is no records in astrology or astronomy
When
where
you
that
saw
has
the
ever happened
when
before.
when
You
you see
see? So
a
this
lot
is
of
what's
depictions.
given me
Yeah.
hope.
Well, yeah, there's no reason not to hope. All right. When you see the depictions of the three wise men, okay, who were what?
No, they're astrologers,
Astrologers.
astronomers.
But yet the religion says you can't do that. Can't be an
Yeah, well,
astrologer. Why?
no, that was because it was rewritten because, they didn't want anybody to
They
really
wanted to
know what
take
the
the power
future.
away from other people. All
Yeah,
right. Christ lives within each and every one of us. All right. We
Nostradamus was an astrologer.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You know what?
So, I mean, because that's a science and art, but it's also that's God's clock. That's really how I look at it. But this right now is a time of accumulation, like everything is coming to a head. You know how you are talking about everything coming to a head, but it could come to a head in a very bright, wonderful, beautiful light. But relationships right now are very, 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 very important. They truly are. They truly are. I looked something up about Easter. I don't know if you had known this fact. Okay, it's a little something I have on a sticky note here. Easter is always, and I didn't realize this. Easter is always on the first Sunday following the first full moon after the equinox.
You know why? You know
Huh?
why? You
Yeah,
do know what? It's because, ready for this?
go ahead.
All the Christian holidays coincide, okay, with all the pagan holidays.
You got it. You got it. Just like Saint Bridget really was a goddess in Ireland. And because the pagans would not let go of her, okay, the
Yeah.
church said, okay, she's a saint, Saint Bridget, and you know how I really love Bridget. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful
There was
saint,
there was a there was a
powerful
comedian.
goddess. Mhm.
There was a comedian. I might have sent it to you. You probably remember. He played a Roman priest, Father Guido Sarducci. All right,
Yeah,
and he was
yep,
funny. He was funny, and
yep,
he come
yep.
out. And he said, he goes, Saint Patrick. He goes, he's a good saint, but he's not a great saint. He goes, Saint Joseph, patron saint of Italy. He's a good saint. He's the best. Right? He goes, why did they make him the great one? They give him a whole thing. He gets a parade because it's nothing for them. This the father of God, you know. So he's carrying on with this, and then he turns around and he says something really, really funny. He turns around and he goes, it's like having your birthday 2 days after Christmas. It doesn't. It's nothing because and he's talking about having Saint Joseph's Day 2 days after Saint Patrick's. It's like takes the steam out of everything. But it was funny. If you ever find a clip, it's on YouTube. It's funny. Yeah.
Love that. Didn't you send that to me? I could
I,
swear I
I'm
had
pretty sure
seen
I
that.
did. I'm pretty sure I
I,
did. What
I
happened?
bet you sent it to, because I remember that. So I don't know. I did see that, you
I,
know.
I, I used to watch him all the time. You know, but it was pretty funny. And when you think how anticlimactic it is having a birthday 2 days after Christmas, what are you going to get? Presents? You already got
Okay.
presents.
I'm going to tell you something real nice. Okay. I've had a friend of mine, Dave. Him and I have been friends since, I don't know, high school. He, his birthday is on Christmas. Do you know what that guy used to do? I bet you, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I bet you he's still doing it. He would go out and bring everybody. Like, I mean, you didn't even have to be close with him. He would go around on Christmas Eve, like Santa Claus kind of thing, and deliver presents to everyone. Whereas you would think that he would feel like, oh, I'm getting gypped. Instead, he turned that around and he gave. Know what I mean?
It's
Instead
something
of
to be
feeling
said.
sorry for himself.
We've talked about it being a gracious gift giver, without looking for something in return. And this is the time of year, all right, of renewal, all right. You can refocus yourself to being
Yep.
a better, whatever denomination you follow, being a better Christian, a better Jew, a better whatever. This is the time of year for renewal. All right,
Yes.
the trees are blooming, the dogs and cats and everybody else is happy and they're smiling and running around. The leaves are coming onto the trees, things are growing. The grass is nice and green again, you know. Even the squirrels who are digging up my lawn, I gotta have a talk with them. But they're having well, I gotta talk to them. You know, I feed them here and there, but they gotta lighten up a little bit, you know.
Oh,
One of them made a hole on the other side of the lawn. It looked like a 2-year-old could get swallowed up by it.
oh
I don't know
my
what the heck
goodness.
that was.
That's not really a squirrel. Are you sure it's a
It's a
squirrel?
it's a it's a big hole for a squirrel. They don't usually do that.
Yeah,
They don't
because I
usually do.
remember years ago, I think it was a possum that did that on my lawn when I
Oh,
lived up
ground.
in North
My
Jersey.
friend calls me. My friend calls me with a groundhog. He says this thing made a giant mound on the side of my shed. He goes, I put stuff out there for rats. I said, hey, a rat. It's a groundhog. I said, you got to trap him. So
Yeah.
that's what he's going to do. I told him how to do it. Anyway,
I never
um,
saw squirrels do that in the ground like that.
well, squirrels are natural aerators of grass. By them digging
Mhm.
like that, the grass grows thicker and greener. All right, they aerate the grass. It's just like when the guy comes to do your lawn, he has that thing with the spikes. And he goes like this. He gets all the dead
Mhm.
grass out of it. He's aerating the soil. Okay,
Yeah,
then he
I
put
never
down.
knew that
Yeah, then he. I
about
said,
squirrels. I never knew that. Thank
Another
you.
thing about another thing about squirrels is that all from now until winter time and around again, they're going to be burying food they find.
Yeah,
They only have a 3 second window to remember where they put things. That's why you always see them jumping and foraging. That's why they don't remember where they put things. How about
that's
that one?
interesting. Things we never knew before, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it's interesting. It really is. But, let me see. What was that? Right now, too, just want to mention that anybody that has an Aries birthday or a Libra birthday, or rising sign, you should realize that, I mean, there's a lot going on for you regarding relationships, but this can all be good. You can, like, if you don't have balance in your relationships or balance in your life, this is the time. This is the time to acquire it. It's all good, right? These are all
see,
good
right.
things.
This this
So,
is the this is an energetic part of the year. Of course, of renewal and the energy that's here that's causing the renewal. Gaia is showing off her beauty by, flooding the country and the lands, with her radiance, and her greenery and her wilderness and her, what I love? I love the Southwest when you see those mountains and then plateaus
yeah.
and you just sit there and say the absolute beauty of the colors, the mauves and the like sweet potato color there. It's beautiful. You know, you
Those
can't
oranges, yeah. The
you can't
orange
create that.
family.
You can't create that. That's a handicap. No doubt about it. You can't create that kind of thing. And now we see everything coming around. It's getting warmer out. I mean, today it was like in the 70s, and everybody, the kids especially, they're on their bikes, they're in their shorts, they have t-shirts on, and they're riding
Beautiful.
around like crazy. I know what's in this. I'm saying it goes, this is what they live for. This is for them. It was what we lived for at that time, and it's what they do all over again. Kids will be kids, you know.
This is really a beautiful time. We were talking about Archangel Gabriel before. This is really a beautiful time to say a little prayer or ask Archangel Gabriel to give you the proper words to use and the message to be able to get across to your friends and your loved ones, that because so many times people just get so busy with life, especially the way the world is right now, that they
There's a
really
saying.
don't express that. And Easter is a beautiful time. As you were saying, it's time of renewal. So renew your relationships in a very positive way.
The saying that I would always say is like, don't let life happen to you. You happen to life. In other words, you be the life, create the life you want. All right. Don't let life beat you down because that's not what you're here for. You are saving,
God
you are,
helps those who help
well,
themselves, Tommy.
well, that's true. You're sovereign grace, and you need to declare your sovereign grace. You need to declare that you are more than going for 1 hour on a weekend, no matter what religion it is. Okay. You need to know that you are more. Okay. That's it. Those who are persecuted for their faith, the reason for that, because that's a true faith. Okay. Not something that's made up, you know, it's something with eyewitnesses to the facts of what happened once upon a time in the day. All right.
Watch for the signs in your life. That's really important. Like what you were talking about the time on the clock, the numbers on the phone, all that. I know you and
Especially
I
now,
always
especially
do
now
that.
with the synchronicities right now that are, that's to let us know that they are with us, and
Absolutely, 100%. You know, so anyway, what was that other thing that I was going to say? Now I forget. I'll think
what are
of
you going to
it.
say? Happy 4th of July. Happy Memorial Day. They're all coming up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. All the happy times. All the very happy
All,
times.
all the holidays of the spring and the summer, okay, uh, particularly Memorial Day, yeah, I know people like to take the weekend, they like to have barbecues, family over, that's all very nice and everything else like that. Please never forget the sacrifice of your veterans and what they've been through and what the veterans we have now
I
that
agree.
are in perilous waters and may be
100%.
engaged soon. I'm with you, my brothers. I'm with you. All right. And if I could be with you there, I would be. I would be.
I'm going to tell you something,
Absolutely.
Tommy, because some of the clients that I have, um, what has been happening ever since this started, this war,
Yeah.
veterans that had been in Iraq, even Vietnam, they're
Yeah.
having, PTSD is popping up for them. And this is what's happening because of constantly on the news and that they're seeing this. And so this is a very crucial time. So I'm glad you brought up about veterans because people need to realize if you have a family member that especially has seen action, recognize the fact, the triggering effect of, when you turn on the news and the bombs dropping and everything like that, that's going to have a trigger effect many times for that person. And be
Listen,
understanding about it.
I
That's important.
have said it multiple times is that, our veterans, okay, they deserve the same health care that our senators and our congressmen get. They deserve the same. They deserve that quality of care. All right. These people never lifted a damn finger to defend this country. All right. They never lifted a finger, but yet they know how to point the finger. I'm listening to what's his name? That he's a maniac. Lindsey Graham. Oh, we got to put Marines in. We got to do this. Why? Why do we have to expand the war? Why do we have to expand it? We could take them out, okay, with the most minimal expenditure of boots on the ground. And I want to
Exactly.
see, and I want to see one thing, and I'll say it here. It may not be popular, but I'm going to say it. The Israeli army better be in there, not Americans only. The Israeli army. And if you are not, shame on you. Shame on you because we are doing this for you. Okay. I'm telling you now, that army better be there. They are a great army. They have fought off everybody who has tried to take them over. Now it's
Which is
time that they
amazing.
join with us. All right. That's right. They were standing basically, with our help behind them, but we didn't have boots on the ground. But we gave them the equipment to do it. Now it's time for them to stand up. And you wanted this? You wanted the nuclear threat taken away? Fine. Now stand up and take your place. All right, with the American soldier. All right, because the blood that gets spilled in that country, all right, it's got to be from the ones who started it. Period. The end. The end. They can have any feeling they want about it. I don't care. As a former soldier, I will not tolerate that. I'm tired of our boys going to die for countries that don't participate. We have NATO. Get out of NATO. Let them defend for themselves. Get out of it. All right, because we're footing the bill. Trump is making them pay now. But do you see any of them in the Gulf? Now the French sent a carrier. Okay, that's a good sign. All right. Where's the Italian Navy? They have. Where are they?
We have 5 minutes.
I know. I see them. Yeah.
We have 5 minutes.
All right. I'm just trying to see us. I'm tired of seeing us being the tool of destruction for other countries. All right. And some of these countries don't even respect us. So why would we be doing that?
The best
You
thing
know?
people can do right now, seriously, is to pray.
The
Seriously
only thing you
pray.
could do. It's the only thing you do, and it's
It is.
very effective.
See,
It's very
it is
effective.
true. Well, there's other things too, but the best thing would be is to pray. And that doesn't mean, because you pray out of fear or anything like that. Just have the faith that God is there for the world, literally, the
Right.
universe. And this time of year is the best for things to really change. A lot's going to happen in the month of April, Tommy. A lot. A lot is going to happen. And what I'm really hoping and praying, because it's going to turn around, and that's what I'm looking at by May. I hope and pray.
I
I
just want to
hope
see
and
this.
pray.
I want to see the stabilization, the stability in this country to be on even keel. Okay.
The
All right.
balance.
Yes. Without people being out of their minds completely one way and hold to hate. So they hate. They protest because they're paid. They don't protest for a reason. When you ask them, they say the same thing. Oh, he's a racist. You know how many people
Paid,
who
Tommy, most of those people.
get paid? They're paid. They're
You know?
actors. All the world is a stage, and you're looking at it now. These are actors. You don't need Hollywood. You got what's going on in life.
Okay.
You know.
Well,
Anyway,
what's some positive things to say regarding the
positive
angels
things
and
to say.
Easter? Huh?
Positive for Easter. Listen, enjoy your families. Keep the family bond strong. Satan
Very
hates that.
important.
Yeah, Satan hates that the family bond. If he could destroy your family by using anyone as his tool or his implement, okay, you have to understand that that is the deliberate attempt to destroy your family and the soul of your family. Okay, is something that he hates. Separate and divide. That's
Yeah.
what he wants to do. All right, and we wish you all a happy Easter. And
I'm wishing you
remember,
all really, truly a blessed, blessed, blessed Easter.
Easter.
When you go outside during the day, yeah, there's going to be some rainy days, April showers, but they bring May flowers. So, with that in mind, when you go outside, just breathe in the fresh air, enjoy the sunshine. If it's
If you want
raining,
to do something
enjoy the
really good,
smell of the fresh rain and huh?
get out into nature, take your shoes and socks off, put your feet on the ground, and put your hands up to God and connect with the divine energy that comes through you, Mother
Yeah.
Gaia and God.
This
Okay,
is the
do that.
this is the
You know,
beginning. This
you used to hear a phrase, "Go hug a tree." You know what? Go do that because that's connected directly to Gaia, and the tree's arms, okay, the limbs are getting energy from God. All right, it may be stationary, but you know what? It's a creation of life. What did they call it? The tree
literally,
of life.
literally hug a tree. But the
That's
biggest
it.
thing is that you're going to probably notice that families are going to get more in sync, more
Yeah,
in balance.
yeah.
It's very important to do that right now in all your relationships, truly. And just
Listen,
talk to the angels anytime that
that's
you
right.
want to. They're always there waiting in the wings for you.
Love
Always
each
waiting
other.
in the wings.
Love each
This is
other.
the time of renewal for you
That's right.
in your life.
That's right. So,
So
I
whatever
mean,
you've been putting off, don't put it off anymore. Just do it.
absolutely. Okay. Anyway, with
And
this,
we
we'll
have
wrap it up
one
tonight.
minute. We have to wrap up.
Okay, so let's wrap up. Right. This is our new format, you might say, you know, and we want you to join in. All right. You can reach us on YouTube, I believe it is, and maybe Facebook. And
Yeah.
you can type in questions and we will answer your questions. And we probably will go to maybe phone calls too in the near future. All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe
just
this
remember
summer.
if yeah, remember if you do call, ask a question and be limited in what you want to discuss. All right.
Yeah. And you can listen to us on all the podcast channels. So
That's right.
anyway, many, many, many,
Spotify.
many blessings to you. Many, many, many bright blessings.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Wave. Wave, Mary.
Hey, Penny. He's gonna turn me off. Sure. You already have plans for Easter, right, Tommy, with your family?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
you can say that.